Oh, you!
You're so...
Hear it!
The man had just attacked the girl, and now he was preparing to silence her for good.
They're just...
He first shot and killed an old cow. Then, holding a knife, he cut the animal open and removed its organs. Finally, he placed the girl inside the cow's empty body. He picked up a needle and thread, carefully stitching the wound closed. His twisted plan was to let the cow's stomach acid slowly dissolve the girl alive. What could she have done to deserve such a cruel and inhumane fate? The girl's name was Harper. She was a nature-loving photographer. She had come to the Washita Valley in Arkansas to capture photos of a rare red snake. But as she focused on her search, a piercing scream suddenly echoed nearby. Curious and concerned, Harper walked closer to check it out. What she saw froze her in place. Before her eyes unfolded a horrifying scene of brutal killing in progress. Terrified, Harper turned and tried to run, but after a few steps, her strong sense of justice made her stop and turn back. Quietly, she lifted her camera and recorded the entire crime scene. Then she quickly rowed away in her boat. As soon as she reached the shore, Harper rushed to her car and started the engine. She drove straight toward the police station in the nearby town. But when she arrived, the building was completely empty. She waited anxiously for a long time. Finally, an officer returned from outside. Harper hurried to tell him everything that had happened. When she was about to grab her camera from the car as evidence, her phone buzzed. It was a message from her boyfriend, Billy. He said he was already on his way to meet her. But before Harper could reply, a tow truck arrived and took her car away. Panicking, Harper tried to call for help, but there was no signal at all. She screamed for help with all her strength, yet no one was around. Helpless, she locked herself inside the car. Soon, the car was towed to a remote farm. The owner, Ravener, and his 4 men had been waiting for her. Ravener asked Harper what she had captured on her camera. Realizing she was in danger, Harper offered to hand over the camera in exchange for her freedom, but Ravener refused. He seemed to enjoy toying with her fear. He told her they could fight one-on-one if she won. She could leave. With no other choice, Harper got out of the car, secretly gripping her handgun tightly. To teach her a lesson, Ravener struck her, knocking her unconscious. He placed her on a table and tied her hands tightly with ropes. While Harper was out cold, the group committed an unspeakable act against her. When Harper woke up, she found herself hanging from a beam.
Hello?
She broke free and ran desperately toward the outside, but she hadn't gone far when Ravener and his men returned to the farm. Seeing she had escaped, Ravener immediately sent his men on motorcycles to hunt her down. By now, Harper had reached a riverbank. Exhausted, she fell into the water and drank in large gulps. After catching her breath, she spotted an old abandoned cabin nearby. Inside, she found a pair of shoes that fit her perfectly. She also stuffed some rope into her pocket. After a short rest, she regained some strength. She climbed up a tree to observe the surroundings from above. Soon, she noticed thick smoke rising not far away. She guessed that it was likely a campfire made by those chasing her. When night fell, Harper used the darkness as cover and quietly approached the fire. There, she spotted one of Ravener's men. His eyes were glassy, and he seemed strangely out of it. Harper carefully reached into his pocket and stole a box of bullets. After that, she climbed back up into a tree. She tied the bullets together with a rope and slowly lowered them into the campfire. Moments later, the heat caused the bullets to explode violently. To her shock, the man survived the blast. He cursed at her while lying on the ground. That was the final spark that ignited Harper's pent-up rage. She put on her gloves, pressed her hands firmly over his face, and held on. The man struggled fiercely, but Harper refused to let go. She didn't stop until he was completely still. The next morning, Harper fixed a piece of wire to a tree. Then she raised her neck to measure the height. She was setting up a trap to lure in the ones chasing her. When one of them came close, she struck and took him down. Her confidence grew stronger. She placed the man's helmet by the riverbank. Then she quietly hid herself in the water nearby. Before long, another one of Ravener's men followed the trail. When he saw the helmet on the ground, he bent over to pick it up, but beneath it was a rope trap waiting for him. By now, all 4 of Ravener's men had been eliminated, yet Harper didn't rush back to face Ravener. Thinking carefully, she decided it was safer to get out of this place first. She headed toward a gas station on the other side of the forest to call the police. On her way, she came across a wooden shed. Using planks and barrels, she built a small raft. By following the current, she could save precious time, but when the river became too shallow, Harper had to continue on foot. After traveling all night, she finally reached the gas station at dawn. Feeling relieved, she went inside to buy some supplies. Just then, a police officer walked in. Harper looked up, and to her surprise, it was the same officer from before. He told her that he and Billy had been searching for her all this time. Trusting him once again, Harper broke down in tears and hugged him tightly. She finally felt safe, but as the officer drove her back to the station, Harper noticed something was off. The road they were taking wasn't the same. Then it hit her this officer was working with Ravener. Before she could react, the car had already arrived at the farm. Despair filled Harper's heart. Captured once again, she thought this time she would surely die. But Ravener had something even more twisted in mind. He shot another cow. Then he cut it open with a knife. His plan was to sew Harper inside the animal's body and let the digestive enzymes slowly dissolve her. Watching Ravener's deranged behavior, Harper's survival instinct exploded with power.
Yeah.
She pulled a nail out with her bare hands and stabbed him with all her strength. Before she could reach for her gun, Ravener suddenly loosened a rope beside him. To her horror, Harper saw Billy. He had also been captured. Ravener had thrown him into the cellar to be fed to pigs. Then, he sewed Harper into the cow's belly, leaving only one of her eyes exposed. The acid began to burn her skin bit by bit. No one knew how long it took, but somehow, Harper clawed her way out of the cow's body. The acid had ruined her face, but she was alive.